Hello, thank you for taking some time to view this video. I'm Travis Miller with Last Dragon Digital Marketing. So the point of this video is twofold. One is to give you some tips and tricks you could use on your website to increase your online traffic, your revenue, your leads, and increase your business. And two is to compare your website to a local competitor's website that's dominating the Seattle market area and see if those tips and tricks could eventually outrank him to lead you to those more leads and get you on the first page of Google in front of more eyes of consumers. So I'll talk about three things: content, backlinks, and citations. Whatever I talk about here, you could use on your own. But if you want to talk about that or anything else, please feel free to reach out. Either way, if you leave me a few lines of feedback on this actual video, that will help me getting better at making these. So let's get started. So in content on your homepage, you need anywhere between 1,500 to 2,000 words, just depending on the competition and number of keywords needed. So a keyword is anything that someone might type into Google looking for a particular service or product. So in your content on your website, you can place keywords throughout to tell Google exactly what terms you want your website to be found for. So, got a good laid out website here. Got some nice pictures, good layout, very eye-popping, but I would just increase your content, your words, your relevant words, and that'll get your searchability up with Google. So speaking of Google, if I type in plumbing services, Seattle, Washington, if I was a consumer, here's what would come up. A lot of times ads come up here. They're hit or miss if you haven't invested in them. They're good. Sometimes consumers click on them, but sometimes they skip over them. Next here is the map pack here. That's with citations. I'll talk more about that in a minute. And this is called organic. So we feel this is most important when it comes to searchability. So the goal is to be on the first page of any kind of service you provide or area you provide, to be on that first page right in front of the face of consumers. So as you scroll down here, you see you're not on the first page of Google, but you can do some things to eventually get there to outrank some of these biggest competitors. You may have heard this saying, a great place to hide a dead body. It's on page 2 or 3 of Google. People don't click these pages to look for more services or products. So you want to be on that first page of Google. So I'll compare your website to a big competitor in the area, which is Gene Johnson. He's ranking here on the first page. He's also right there, so they're dominating the market, but you can do some things to compete with them to get those traffic and leads. So to compare websites, we use a tool here called Ahrefs. Here's your URL right here. So on your website, you're using 107 keywords. So staying in the content, you want to increase your keywords on your web page. That'll give you searchability with Google. So you think about all the services you provide and all the areas you provide in the greater Seattle area. You get very creative in increasing your keywords, on water heaters, plumber, plumbing repair. Think about all those buyer intent keywords. You could increase those on your website pretty easy. But compare that to a local competitor. Here's Gene Johnson. They're using 1,000 keywords. Here's their URL. Here's their numbers. Here's the great things about keywords. You could do deep dives in websites. If they apply to you, if those keywords apply to you, like plumbing Seattle, that could apply to anybody. That's high search volume. You could use that on your website if it's not on there already. So I think, again, here's another one, plumbing Seattle, Washington. So every little bit counts. So think about all those buyer intake keywords and increase your keywords, and you start outranking your competitors online. Then next is backlinks. So a backlink is anywhere where you find one website linked to another website. So these act like an endorsement of your website from others, which Google will use that to build trust in your business by seeing others vouch for you. Also think about it like a popularity contest. A person with the most backlinks wins. But keeping this in mind, not all backlinks are created equal. It's important to have other plumbing services, HVAC services, and link it back to you. It doesn't count if other services like doctor's office, lawyer's office websites linking back to you. Just doesn't give you the searchability, trustability with Google. So right now you're using 39 backlinks with 18 reference domains. So compare that to a local competitor like Gene Johnson. He's using over 10,000 backlinks with 226 reference domains. So not overnight, but the goal is eventually to get to these numbers. So once you get to these numbers, your traffic increase, and that increases your leads. Then finally, there's citations. So citations is anywhere where your name, your number, and your address are shown exactly on your Google business profile. Citations help you rank in this map pack here, which is extremely important for local businesses, since this could generate huge amounts of revenue. Again, the goal is to be in the top 3 or 4. Sometimes there's 4 here, but definitely be in the top 3. Much like page 2 or 3 of Google, people don't click this button for more services and businesses. So to do that, citations include directories like Yelp, Angie's List, Expertise. There's many more you probably heard of. Also, social media accounts work great too. So the idea here is that your brand begins to be found by Google all over the internet. And the larger your online presence is, the more Google trusts you. So once Google sees you more often than these competitors, the more likely it is you outrank them. So once your content, your backlinks, your citations, once they all come together, you start to outgrow your competitors. And here's what you might be looking at and why that's worth it, to be ranked here and here. So not sure what your margins are, but I imagine that could generate some pretty decent revenue. Also, there's usually many more keywords you could use to generate more and more traffic and leads. So this is what I do. I create this for you to create those leads online yourself. But if you do find yourself wanting more to continue scaling as far as you want, feel free to reach out. I can help you out with that. I'll give you some more information, or we just talk about goals. I could do the research to find out exactly what could be realistic for your business and what it might take to reach those goals. So again, if you leave me a few lines of feedback, that'll help me out making these videos. Again, I'm Travis Miller with Last Dragon Digital Marketing. So thank you for your time. Thank you for listening. Hopefully it was informative. Very much luck in your business. Have a great day.